Well, hopefully you watched part one of the race and you're now going to enjoy hopefully part two. So welcome. Well, welcome to part two of this race from Spa. I've had to split the film in two because I've had massive and catastrophic failure of the editing software and the computer just decided it had enough. So I've had to split it into two. So we're going to pick up where we left off in the pits. So we'll just have a quick recap of the pit action and take the rest of the race up from there. Coming in slightly behind, Will decide myself that it's time for a pit stop, and I end up following Mike into the pits. Hopefully we can get this car stopped in time. There's a pit limiter there. Yep, okay, yep, that's all good. It's a very, very long pit lane, as I explained earlier, so we'll kind of take a couple of different views as we travel down the pits. There's Mike in front, pits right, it's there. Keep going down here for ages. Slightly speed the film up a bit. Go around the corner and come down into where the GT3 pits are. I'm not sure whether Mike's going to be in the way of my pit box. I don't think he will because he qualified ahead of me, so I should get a further pit box. Anyway, we're there and we stop. Cloud of smoke. Up on the jacks, the fuel's going in. Hopefully I can get out ahead of Mike. I don't know. No, it's off his jacks. Here we go. A good restart there for me, but yeah, I'm just not going to be close enough to Mike. So this is how it looks coming out the pit lane. That's how close it was. We were not, I don't think, that close as we went in. But yeah, there you go. And as I was enjoying my time with Mike here, I thought we might just kind of take a passenger ride on the next lap in the Ferrari with Mike in front of us. Coming to La Source, I'm going to try and cut tight like I do. Not so good this time. Certainly well within sight, and I think I can maybe catch up. I'm not going to get him through the Radion Eau Rouge because he's faster than me. Through there down onto the Camel Straight. Let's see how fast we can get up to. We saw Stu. I've only got up to 257, 258, 259, 261, 261 before I brake. Yeah, so quite a few clicks slower in a straight line than the McLaren was. I'm not going to give up this with Mike because I know he is faster through certain parts and I think I'm faster through others. And this sort of section around here is one where I think I can probably make some ground up on him. It seemed closer when we were actually racing. Franchement one. Do I bottle it? Yeah, of course I bottle it. I've gone round there flat out, honestly. Anyway, I was gone a bit wide. I think I might be able to capitalise on that advantage there. And can I? Oh no, I can't. I've outbraked myself completely, and I take a shortcut through the chicane. So I've got all that work to do all over again. Although Mike and I are clearly having fun here, the real battle of the race is actually taking place between Andy and Steve, and this just continues. We'll probably just sit back and enjoy the rest of the lap with them. And yeah, you know, me and Mike are still at it, and we'll just watch this for a little bit, and then we'll cut back across to the battle between Steve and Andy, which kind of just keeps going and going. It's the gift that never stops giving. So for sure, Mike and I are having a great time. But this battle here that we're now going to pick up again between Steve and Andy is just well, spectacular. I really did enjoy watching the footage, and I hope you do too. So we'll just follow this round on what I believe is the last lap of the race. So you can see how hard they're pushing, with Steve going a bit wide there. Action down the Kemmel Straight. barging and boring. There's certainly no water being given here. And we'll just sit back and just watch the rest of this lap. I mean, you know, there's a real determination here by Andy to get past, and a real determination by Steve not to let him. I mean, you know, it's brilliant racing. This is why we do the sport. I mean, if you are watching the film and don't actually do sim racing yourself, these are sort of things that why you end up hooked, because these are the moments you sort of live for this, in this sort of battle. Absolutely brilliant. And the battle just continues for sort of the rest of the lap. I mean, if Andy's going to get round, he's going to have to do it soon, running out of time. Coming into the cross stop, I think Andy's all but given up hope. So they enter it, and he's a bit behind it. Oh no, it's slightly overcooked it. What's going to happen? Is he going? Oh, he dives through the inside. I can't believe it. After all that work, poor Steve. Unbelievable. But I think it's going to be quite a close finish. In first place is Stuart Charles in 722, followed by Andy Policott in car 13, then Mike Hansen in car 56, myself in car 27, then Andy Gore just ahead of Steve Hancock in car 98. Will Racing after the penalty coming in next place, and in 8th place is Craig Thomas. But I did say that was a close finish. I mean, just look at this. That is how close the Andy and Steve were at the line. That is unbelievable. Well, what a race that was. Absolutely amazing. As I say, I really enjoyed it. It wasn't my personal best result, but it was so nice to actually get engaged during the whole 30 minutes as opposed to just one or two of the opening laps. And that finish between Andy Gore and Steve, wow, I have never seen anything that close anywhere. You know, it's absolutely incredible, as you can see from the still. Anyway, so on the overlay we've got the confirmation of the results of the race. So we have Stuart Charles in the McLaren 720 in first place, Andy Policott in the Lamborghini Huracan in second place, Mike Hansen in the Aston Martin in third place, myself in fourth place, Andy Gore in fifth place, but only just from Steve Hancock in sixth. Will Racing obviously had problems with his pit stop, and then Craig Thomas bringing up the 8th place. And in terms of the overall championship standings, as you can see, we've got Will Racing in first place, then Andy Policott. Well, I guess they're both in first place because they've both got 85 points out of 4 events. Then you've got myself with 74 points, just one squeaky point ahead of Mike with 73 points. Stuart, then Steve Hancock, Andy Gore, Bob Jones, David Blythe, and then Craig. Well, just a word on those placings. The whole series is set up around having to have 2 dropped rounds, which does actually enable you, there are 12 rounds, and it does enable you to participate not in them all, because you will, no matter, even if you participate in them all, you will lose your 2 bottom scores. So, for example, if there are 12 rounds and you only compete in 10, then you will score in all 10 rounds. The 2 that you miss will be deemed to be your dropped scores. And similarly, if you compete in all 12 rounds, then the 2 rounds which are your worst performance will also get dropped. So it's a bit difficult to actually know how this one's going to play out. I mean, third, but that's certainly by no means guaranteed. And of course, I'm only 1 point in front of Mike. Anyway, really hope you enjoyed the film. I enjoyed not only the race, I also enjoyed very much making the film. If you did like it, please feel free to share it, give it a like, as in the thumbs up. Tell all your mates, tell them all about the 60-something Racing League. If they're over 60 and want to do sim racing on ACC with the PC, it's a great place to be. Always on the lookout for new members. So I shall put the link to the website in the description below. And in the meantime, all that's left for me to do is to thank you sincerely for watching the film. It's been a bit of a long one, and I look forward to seeing you in a future episode of A Wolf is Wheels. Bye.